Is that good? Yeah. Okay. Jaren, so what kind of are you working on at the moment with regards to
I'm still editing some of the panels from a Digipak, making improvements on them and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so with the feedback from the pitch that you did last lesson, was any of it useful? Did you think that you did maybe need to make any changes to it at all?
Yeah, I found a lot of it useful, especially with input for about how to change and what to take out and how to make things more clear about what the panel is and stuff. I'm just doing that, especially with this one, like how to make it look more like a CD will fit there. And
okay, so is this kind of your latest one, but you have made some changes to this? So what have you made changes on in terms of, is your front cover any different?
I do want to change my front cover. I want to change it completely from that. I don't really like that anymore.
Yeah, I really like the idea of it, but looking at it, it seems, I think because of the little logo of the butterfly as well, it seems a lot younger.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah,
it does. Like I think I really love the idea, and I think you've done it really, really nicely. But I don't think it's really reflecting your genre as well as it could. So what are you thinking of changing it?
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, really quickly and try and look at other artists. I think I'm going to go for more like Lana Del Rey kind of input rather than this more kind of real pop girly thing. Because the rest of it is got that bit of pink in it as well. So maybe to make it a little bit more alternative, just get the cover to be.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it does come across quite poppy anyway. Because of Kerry looks really nice and young in it, and because of what she's wearing, I think that's coming across anyway. So I think, you need to kind of play up that indie alternative side of it, so that genre is a bit clearer. But so what about this one? This, I think, works really well. I think this says more indie alternative as opposed to your front cover. Yeah, so I think this panel does work really, really well. I do like as well, I thought when you were doing your presentation, I really liked what you said about how you'd kind of made the lens flares, and I think your use of light does make it link together as a pack. And you were going to change... Have you started to change the track listing?
Yeah, I have. I've completely moved her over, so there's a lot more room for the track listing. But I'm still deciding on the font because I don't like that one anymore because you can't read it. Yeah. So it's really hard to find decent font. So
really? Okay.
I'm just looking for that.
So maybe that's something you can research into with font as well. Because, what is the font that you've chosen for the name of your artist? Is this something that you found that you liked? Did you try that as using that for track listing? Or
I actually haven't. No, I might do that because that's the font we were going to use always for her name and the title. So I might try that just to maybe link it all together. Yeah,
maybe that can be something, or something kind of similar. That's a bit more blocky, where that's kind of italic. It is quite hard to read, but no, I'm glad you did change it because I think it's a lovely idea. And when people saw it, I think people really did like it as an idea. But it just needed a bit of tweaking as well. And then you started to work with this one too, didn't you? So what did you change with this?
Well, I took out the kind of like specky, lighty bits. Yeah. And I don't know how to make it more clearer that I'm going to put the CD there. I think I need to put even just a circle just to say.
A circle, yeah. Most people have the circle. And then what is the CD? Sorry, I'm sure I've asked this a million times, but what is the CD going to be?
Well, at first I was going to use like the kind of floral design, which is on the logo, but then I was like, maybe I should take my own. So I have like flower photos, which I'm going to use. So is that going to be on the CD or underneath? That'll be on the CD. So then
on the CD itself,
when you take it, you can just see all like jewellery and stuff.
Okay, lovely. So remember we said as well, if you're going to have a different design on that CD, put that as a separate kind of add-on to this part of your Digipak as well. Okay, I think overall they definitely link, but I feel like maybe there's something. I do think it is. The front cover is looking really poppy, but it is all a bit like this image as well. I feel like maybe you can add something to make it pop a little bit because this is very, very muted. Yeah. So maybe there's some maybe experiment with colours because this is quite a heavy filter, and so some of them it works really, really nicely, like these two. Yeah. But maybe some of them I would not have as strong of a filter so that you can kind of show off your photography. Because remember when we looked at like that mark scheme as well, I want to see how well you're kind of using Photoshop, but your photography as well. So I think maybe you could think about I think that just looks quite faded, and the whole thing, I think maybe you could make it pop a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think it's looking really, really good. So I'm glad you've got that one on there. So in regards to everything else that you've kind of been adding to it, have you been documenting, like logging it a bit more with regards to like every stage of your planning?
Yeah, I have like a bunch of drafts which aren't finished on there, which is kind of every step. But
yeah, okay, no,
I just
that's
need
fine.
to finish and publish them.
Yeah, and then with your music video stuff, are you up to date with that side of everything as well?
Yeah, we just need to film it, really.
You need to film it. And have you kind of got a production log of when you're doing that
we have
as well?
a production plan. We're definitely going to do it in December. And I think we're thinking about doing some of the inside shots like this week or this weekend, just to kind of get those out of the way, and then do all the outside ones when we have more time.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I see, yeah, sorry, looking at these ones, I think there are a little bit, they stand out a bit more.
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean? Like, like this, for example, it being a bit more vibrant, I think it is looking nice. I definitely think you still need to rethink it, but I think it's showing off your images a bit more. Like, this looks a lot stronger, not being so kind of, like having that kind of white filter on top of it. So maybe you can do that as well. But yeah, so okay, so you put some of your other photos up, your samples up, which is great, and you've commented on those. Yeah, this is looking really strong. Did you also kind of talk about, like, so your choices of costume? Have you put that in there at all as well?
I don't think we actually... I think we did do something about... I think it was a while back when we first started to think about costume before we even took the photos or planned the photos. So, yeah, I think we did that, but I haven't done it since taking the photos.
Okay, maybe that's just something that you can talk about as well. So, you know, why you've chosen the costumes that you have, and maybe the locations, because some of it, I do like how you have changed a little bit. So why specifically you have chosen those? You could just maybe keep all of that logged on there as well. But I think it is coming together pretty nicely. Have you thought? So you've also analysed Digipak posters. Have you put any thought into that at all?
We actually haven't yet, but we're thinking that we're just going to have to go back and go to similar places just to make sure it all ties in.
Yeah, of course. No, yeah, that's absolutely fine, because it's not as long a process as doing your actual Digipak. So yeah, so you can see it's literally kind of lifting images directly off of it and just adding a bit of text on it. So it doesn't take too long, but with regards to your time and how you manage it, just make sure you're kind of aware. I mean, so yeah, so just to let you know as well that so the 20th of December is kind of that's when we break up. So obviously that last lesson of that week is all the class time that you've got for it. But of course you can carry on doing it in your own time as well. And you can always come back after school if you're still doing it. But in terms of class time, that's kind of the deadline. But yeah, so are you kind of happy with everything?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, wonderful.